Hi. If you recognize my face, you probably know that I post videos about the Danish language. Today's video is a little different. It's not about Danish lessons, it's about life lessons. So, if you are somebody that knows how to tackle their issues in their personal lives, this video is going to be a waste of time for you. However, if you are somebody that is looking for a new way, new approach to solve issues in your personal life, you might want to give this video a chance. And a disclaimer, this video is going to be long. And you might say, Linda, you post about Danish language, why don't you just stick to that? And I get you, and I really hesitated doing this video, but something in me is asking me to do this video. I don't know who needs to hear it, I don't know who needs to receive it, but if you're somebody that is gonna profit from this video, know that I'm doing this video for you. Lately, I have been hearing news from family members, close friends, acquaintances, people I know that they are going through really tough times in their lives. And if there's a common thing between them, it's how they're approaching issues. And not so long ago, I have been through a big hardship myself, and I'm quite proud of how I handled it. And so here I am, just trying to share the knowledge that I have gained from that experience. And mind you, it wasn't me, it was a good friend that helped me survive the problem and come on the other side. And I'm here on behalf of that friend to pass on the message. A bit of what happened: I had a very close person in my life, a core person in my life that I had a fallout with. And that resulted in a lot of tears. My heart was broken, I was completely shattered, I crumbled, I really lost faith in a lot of people because that person was so core to me, and our relationship not functioning had affected me terribly, and I didn't know how to move on. Until a day I talked to a very, very good friend of mine. She is 13 years older than me, which means she has a lot more knowledge and a lot more wisdom. She sat me down in front of her. She locked eyes with me and said this: Linda, remember that you exist no matter what. No matter who stays in your life and no matter who leaves it. And remember that you exist no matter what. There's so many versions of you that somehow you have to find a way for them to keep going. Because you are a daughter, you are a friend, you are a sister, you are a colleague, you are a classmate, you are a neighbor, you are a stranger to somebody. Out of all of these roles or versions of yourself, if some of them or one of them is not going as you want, is aching, bleeding, hurting, going through a really hard time, you have to find a way to make the other versions of yourself carry on, move on, and keep on living. So how do you do that? Let me give you an example of what I have done after I have talked to my friend. When I was in school, I made sure I was present in the school. I was doing my homework, I was participating, I was doing well in the group work, and I did not show anything to my classmates. Not because I wanted to pretend that everything was fine. No, I just wanted to separate each versions of me in the space and time that it was at. Being at work, I was trying to be as present as I could. Sometimes I would cry, and that is okay. But I would collect myself very quickly and I would remember that, listen, Linda, you are at work. How about you stay present? Same when I was out with friends. You know, sometimes I would cry and they would tap on my shoulder and make me, comfort me. But very quickly I would collect myself and remember that I'm outside with my friends, hanging out. Let me be present in this relationship. However, when I got back home, I allowed myself to cry and scream and sing to very sad songs and try to give that version of me a little more space so that I can breathe, right? And this is not about being schizophrenic, this is not about being crazy. This is just a way to know that even though this part of you is not doing well, does not mean that the rest of you should not do well. No, you should find a way to balance yourself. Whether you give yourself 2 hours in the day to cry, or to yell, or to meditate, write songs, write notes, journal, whatever you need. But remember that the day has 24 hours, and that one issue in your personal life should not conquer all 24 hours. Again, give yourself grace, space to cry and heal, but don't let it take from the rest of your other relationships. And here's another thing to think about. If you are crying all day, and if you're being sad and you have dived into this issue so deeply, you will have a harder time coming out, because your mind is going to be foggy. You won't be able to think clearly and think straight. So by being able to jump in and jump out, you will gain new perspective and you will gain new way of solving an issue. This is all I wanted to say, and I hope it makes sense. And please take from it whatever you need to hear to be able to move on past that one issue.